Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Wise Red Guy. Today, we're exploring one of history's biggest what-if questions. What if the Soviet Union had never collapsed? Could it still challenge the United States today? Imagine a world where the Cold War never truly ended. Two superpowers would still be competing for global influence. Let's compare these two giants step by step. By the end, you can decide which one would have the advantage. In reality, the Soviet Union dissolved in 1991. That event changed the balance of global power forever. Now imagine that history took a different path. The Soviet Union survives and continues into the 21st century. Everything begins with one different decision. From that point, history follows a completely new direction. The 15 Soviet republics remain together as one country. Its territory stretches across Europe and Asia. Moscow continues growing as the center of the Union. The city becomes even larger and more modern over time. A united Soviet Union would still have a massive population. That could provide a large workforce and military reserve. Millions of people continue living under one government. Large cities remain important centers of industry and transportation. The Soviet Union controls enormous natural resources. Oil, natural gas, minerals, and farmland remain major strengths. These resources could support long-term economic growth. They would also strengthen energy exports around the world. Its railway network connects vast regions together. Goods and resources move across thousands of kilometers. Heavy industry remains one of its biggest advantages. Factories continue producing machinery, steel, and equipment. Industry alone does not guarantee success. Economic efficiency would still be the real challenge. The Soviet military was already one of the strongest in history. In this scenario, it continues modernizing year after year. Its air force keeps developing advanced aircraft. Modern technology improves its overall combat capability. Its navy continues operating across major oceans. A strong fleet increases global military presence. Military strength remains one of the Soviet Union's greatest assets. But global influence depends on much more than weapons. The Soviet Union possessed a powerful nuclear arsenal. That balance of deterrence could continue for decades. Neither superpower could ignore the other. Both sides would remain cautious in every major crisis. This balance could prevent direct conflict. Instead, competition would likely continue in other areas. The Soviet Union achieved many milestones in space exploration. It sent the first human into space in 1961. The Soviet Union had already achieved remarkable success in space exploration. In this alternate timeline, its space program continues to grow instead of slowing down. The competition with the United States becomes even more intense. Both superpowers invest heavily in returning to the moon. Permanent lunar bases become a symbol of technological leadership. The new space race is only beginning. Mars becomes the next great destination. The Soviet Union and the United States compete to send humans there first. Every mission becomes a demonstration of national power. Technology now becomes one of the most important battlefields. Artificial intelligence, robotics, and advanced computing shape the future. Innovation could decide which nation stays ahead. The United States still benefits from its strong private technology companies. The Soviet Union would need successful reforms to remain competitive. Without innovation, catching up would become much more difficult. Military strength alone cannot determine the world's leading superpower. Economic growth and technology matter just as much. The comparison is only getting more interesting. A stronger economy would be essential for the Soviet Union's future. Factories alone could no longer guarantee long-term success. Modern industries would have to keep evolving. Gross domestic product would become a key measure of national strength. A reformed Soviet economy could grow much faster than before, but surpassing the United States would still be a major challenge. Global influence depends not only on power, but also on alliances. Many countries would still choose between Washington and Moscow. The world could once again become divided into two major blocs. Diplomatic relationships would become increasingly important. Economic partnerships could strengthen the Soviet Union's global position. Every new ally would shift the balance of power. International trade would play a larger role than ever before. Expanding markets could strengthen the Soviet economy. Economic cooperation would become another form of competition. Military alliances would remain powerful political tools. NATO and the Warsaw Pact might continue facing each other. The Cold War could last far longer than anyone expected. The battlefield would also move into cyberspace. Cybersecurity and digital intelligence become national priorities. Future conflicts might begin with computers instead of soldiers. Artificial intelligence transforms every major industry. Nations that lead AI development gain significant strategic advantages. The technological race becomes faster than ever. Modern cities become symbols of national progress. Advanced transportation and smart infrastructure improve daily life. Technology reaches nearly every part of society. People in both superpowers continue building modern societies. Education, healthcare, and transportation remain national priorities. Quality of life becomes another area of competition. Every nation has strengths and weaknesses. The United States leads in some areas, while the Soviet Union leads in others. Success depends on balancing those advantages. Comparing military power alone tells only part of the story. Economy, technology, resources, and innovation all matter. Together, they determine global influence. The world remains closely connected through communication satellites. Information travels across continents within seconds. Space technology supports both civilian and military development. The balance of power remains uncertain. Neither superpower gains a decisive advantage. Competition continues across every major field. Instead of one dominant nation, the world remains bipolar. Both sides continue influencing international affairs. Global politics becomes far more complex. Competition does not always mean conflict. Scientific cooperation could still happen despite political differences. Humanity continues exploring the future together. This alternate history creates a very different modern world. Many events we know today might never have happened. History could have followed an entirely different path. The Soviet Union's future would depend on its ability to adapt. Resources and military power alone would not be enough. Innovation would ultimately determine its long-term success. So, could the Soviet Union truly rival the United States? There is no certain answer to this question. Much would depend on the choices made throughout its history. Thank you for watching this alternate history journey with us. Remember, this scenario is only one possible version of what might have happened. Do you think the Soviet Union could have truly challenged the United States if it had survived? Share your opinion in the comments below, because I'd love to hear your thoughts. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more history, politics, and science documentaries from Chubby Scholar.